Good evening. How are we all doing? How are we all doing this fine Saturday evening? We have got a Holifab in. We have got a G&G in. I hope you're both doing very well. Obviously, some big news this week. We obviously are not getting FM25, which is disappointing. But that does mean we've got several more months of the wonderful Boavista save. So I say we crack straight into January, and then a little bit later on, maybe we'll stop. We'll take a little break and we'll have a chat about no FM25, what I made of that news, and what that means for content going forward. So let's flick over because I have something very exciting to. The wonderful gentleman that is Musterman FM has only gone and made me a custom version of his skin. Check out the little logo in the corner. Can you guys see my cursor? I can't see it on the preview. But down in the bottom left, we've got the lovely little On The Break logo. The colour scheme has been tweaked a little bit. Let's use the faceless Pedro Malheiro to show that off. But aren't we looking beautiful now with a new colour scheme? We are going to stick with this skin now, obviously going forward. I used it for the last YouTube video. I was using attributes before. I'll be honest, I don't pay enough attention to attributes to remember any. So there'll be a little transition period where I'll probably got better knowledge than I should have how good these players are. But especially when we get another season or so in and we start to look at picking up some new gens, we'll be going completely blind, well, semi-blind. We've got semi-attributes. But yeah, so very exciting. Obviously very grateful to Musterman FM. So yeah, I say we get underway. Hollyclub says, better a good game in November than a bad game released. It's disappointing, but at least man was still fun with FM24. Yeah, to be honest, Holofab, that's exactly how I feel. Everyone wants to get their hands on a new shiny toy. And with the change to Unity, obviously this was going to be the newest, shiniest toy we have ever had, really. Certainly since 2005. But like you say, if they forced out a game in March and it had been awful, then there's not really much coming back from that. So, disappointing, but if anything, for me personally, it actually probably works out a little bit better because it means that we've got a few more seasons of Boavista, and it means that there's not another save that I've kind of done a couple of seasons of and then had to stop because of timing. So we'll try and smash through as many seasons of this as we can. But let's refresh our memories of what's going on because I haven't touched this save since we ended the last stream. So, yeah, exactly, Holofab. A few more months to get the hang of streaming and doing YouTube. Yes. Yeah, very much so. I think I need all the help I can get with that. So, like I said, we're 1st of January. We have got transfer dealings happening. Luis Enrique is about to leave. But the big one is we could be about to get £6.5 million to spend with Pedro Malheiro potentially moving to Borussia Dortmund. Obviously, that's a big move for him. It's lots of money for us. We're currently sitting at 380k and about 10k in wages. So that would be an absolutely massive boost to our finances. The first priority, should that money come in, is we're going to need to find a right back to replace him. Because Salvador Agra has done a good job as a backup. No, that's the wrong one. If we take a look at his pizza chart, he's not had a lot of minutes this season. Last season would probably have been a better thing to show you. Yeah, Holofab, I'll be honest, so did I. I forgot about the Malheiro transfer as well. And then I loaded the save up earlier and remembered that we were going to have lots of money to spend. So, exciting times, but he is our best player, so we might take a hit in the short term. But yeah, like I say, Agra is a capable backup, but I don't really want him to be our main option at right back for the rest of the season. Especially when we have an unbeaten record to defend. So there's not a lot we can do until we know whether that transfer is going through. So we're just going to advance on a little bit. We've got Diego coming in on trial. I don't remember who Diego is. A right winger. Why was I looking at a right winger? My assumption is that he was someone to play up front. I honestly have no idea why I've done this. But we'll get him in anyway. It's only a trial, so no obligation. We'll see how he gets on. Who knows, maybe he'll get a contract. So Diego's in on trial. They seem to think he's a decent player. Oh, weren't we? No, I remember. We were going to train Diego to play it right back. That's what we were going to do. So, defensive attribute's not great. But that complete wingback role doesn't do a huge amount of defending anyway. But I definitely remember now that was the plan. He was going to come in on trial, and we were going to look at the possibility of him being the replacement for Malhero. Mario Sojo's out for a little while. That's fine. Let's see. Arrives first day of trial. Manager, who are you? Yeah, absolutely, G&G. I genuinely forgot who he was. The poor chap. That's not going to make him feel very welcome, is it? Especially when I then tell him that I finally remembered who he is, but I'm sticking him out of position. That's not going to do much for his confidence either. Right, so the window is officially open. Will there be any deals? Almost certainly. I'm always working to improve the squad. Oh, Brighton in with an offer as well. Blimey. So, Luis Enrique's gone. Good riddance. He is diabolical. I would never have played him again, even if he was the only goalkeeper in the squad. Ah, now. That's interesting. Malhero has had his release clause matched by Brighton, which means... I keep clicking the wrong button. Which means we potentially get more money up front. That's good news. We potentially miss out on the percentage of profit. And with him going to a Premier League team, if he goes to the Premier League team, well, either team to be fair, his value is going to skyrocket. So, there are perks to both deals. So, Holofab, I see what you're saying about cancelling the Dortmund deal, but it kind of comes back to the FM25 news again. If we were getting a new game and I was playing maybe one more season of this, I'd absolutely cancel the Dortmund deal. But if we're going to play 3-4 more seasons of this save, then is the 20% of the percentage of profit going to be more valuable than that extra £6 million? I don't know. I think that we're just going to let Destiny take its course. We'll let him choose where he wants to go. I think he's played well enough to deserve that. Now, I think we've accepted an offer for Atipo as well. So what does that deal look like? Oh, we're absolutely accepting the second one. Future fee. It's a conditional deal, but it's if he plays 10 games. Surely he'll play 10 games. Surely he'll play 10 games. Well, they have only put him as a squad player, though. Do you know what? Let's accept it anyway. And again, I think we'll just let Destiny take its course. Holofab, you'd still prefer the money up front. That's fair enough. I think that our transfer budget, even with the $6.5 million, is going to be so much higher than it has been at any point in the save that we're still going to be able to do good business. So maybe we'll just let things take their course. So Vukotic has signed a new deal. That's huge. And we've missed out on a physio. can't say I'm devastated about that. Awaziem signed a new deal. That's good news. Things are starting to come in for us, which is lovely. No offers for Rosinho. Rosinho wasn't... Ah, yes, I transfer listed him because he wanted outrageous money. I remember now. So, try 400k. Why not? It's a shame. I like Rosinho. Really good player. Really good backup to Vukitic. But I think he wanted to be put on more than Vukitic. He wanted like 7 or 8 grand, which isn't a huge amount of money in the grand scheme of things in football. But for us, it's a considerable outlay for someone that's not a guaranteed starter. So my hero would be keen on the move to Brighton. I mean, that's fair enough. Not many players are going to turn down a chance to go to either Dortmund or Brighton when they play for little old Boavista. As is always the way in these streams, it feels like. We're starting off with the most boring admin imaginable. So we're just going to praise the good trainers. I always lose track of where I get to when I'm doing this, which is always super fun. Let's see. Hello, I've gone too far. How many are there? My goodness. Blimey. Last one. João Gonçalves at the bottom there. What a legend. So how are we looking? So 5 points clear of Porto. Another 6 away from Sporting, and we played a game less. We are very much in a 2-horse race for this title, it appears. My worry is that one defeat will send it all crumbling and will completely fall away. Okay, so Malhero is definitely on the way out, because there's no way he rejects all 3 of these clubs. So, I don't care about your professional contract, mate. So, we haven't really done any specific scouting, nor are we set up to now be assessing pizza charts, because I haven't been playing the save with the skin. So this could be interesting. So let's go to our scouted players first of all. So this is everyone that we've already had come up on our radar. Can play it right back. So I mean, the fact that there's a complete wing back on a free is intriguing, but the fact that he's wanted by Catanzaro probably means he's not going to be of quality for us. And the problem as well with free agents is they've got no data to work from. Any nice replacements on the statistical side? Honestly, Holofab, we're going to kind of have a thumb through that now. I've not been looking. So yeah, we'll have to find that out on the fly, I think. So if we take a look at Malhero first, let's have a look at what we're losing, and then we can take a look at what we need to replace. And to be honest, what we need to replace is going to be nigh on impossible to find, I would suggest. I mean, he's in the 99th percentile amongst all fullbacks for expected assists. So creativity off the chain, loads of dribbles, not overly impressive with his passing, but I guess realistically I don't really need him to be. Lots of pressures, decent at winning the ball back. So I think we definitely need to be looking at the attacking side of the game. So if we're looking at 2.58 dribbles, 0.49 expected assists, I don't see how we recreate that output but we'll have to give it a try. So let's go to scouted players. Let's shortboard. Blimey, it's been a while since I've done this. Expected assist per 90. Let's start at 0.4, I guess. Well, that's a strong start. My God. Okay. Oh boy. We could be in real trouble. We are literally trying to replace the irreplaceable. I mean, adding dribbles in is just going to be a recipe for disaster, isn't it? Dribbles made per 90. What was it? So if we go with 2, yeah, there's no one that even gets close that we're aware of. We've got no scouting budget. Woo. Oh, how much did we need to? 360k will let us scout the world. So let's do that, and then we're still not going to use the player search. I'm still not a fan of just going out and trying to find what it is I want. But rather than focusing on trying to replace what Malhero is producing, let's just have a look at the right backs we are aware of, because it might be that if we can find a right back who is impressive but with a different profile, we could make a tactical switch. Onyemaechi on the left is classed as an attacking left back. I've not really used him in that way, but there is definitely scope there to flip the sides and let the left back be the one that goes forward. We'd then obviously have to tweak the shadow strikers as well, and that's the right-sided shadow striker to drift out wide and put crosses in. I mean, Connor Bradley on loan is an intriguing option for a season. He's played 190 minutes, so this is going to be pointless. But we know he's a player with quality. Wages aren't, I mean, wages are high if we're asked to pay all of them, but we'll have the budget there. So Connor Bradley on loan, that's potentially an option. Musterman's in. How are you this evening, sir? I have just been singing your praises for this wonderfully revamped skin that I have, so thank you very much for that, sir. It is very much appreciated. We're currently having a statistical nightmare, so we'll just go back for Musterman's benefit. We will take a look at Pedro Malhero, and we'll take a look at his expected assists and his dribbles that we are about to lose for either 6.5 million plus some instalments plus a 20% sell-on fee, or just 12 million up front. No, there's still no Malhero face. He's about to leave, and I can't be bothered. So we're just going to let faceless Malhero be the first myth of this save, I suppose. But yeah, we're about to lose him. We're either going to get 12 million up front, or we're going to get 6.5 million up front, some more instalments, and a 20% sell-on. I'm just letting Destiny run its course with that, really. I haven't really got a preference. But we need to now try and recreate this. I'm not so worried about the defensive stuff with him playing as a complete wing back, but in our... Is it okay to use statistics on players that aren't scouted yet? I mean, yeah, because as long as it's in a... I mean, again, I've not set this save up to really take the optimum approach to using statistics. So I don't know, I haven't checked which leagues are in full detail, But my understanding is that if the league is in full detail, the data will be accurate, even if they haven't scouted their ability accurately yet. So if anything, it's probably a better way to go about assessing a player that's not been scouted yet. And then, obviously, if you wanted to hone in on their attributes, then scouting would allow you to do that. Yeah, there we go. So Musterman's confirmed there. So that's not the screen I want to be on. We want to be over here. So as I pointed out, Musterman, if we pop in some expected assists, so we're trying to recreate 0.49 expected assists, and you can see immediately you can't do it. If we then change that to dribbles, come on. Dribbles made per 90, we were looking at 2.5, I think it was. There are a few there, but again, no one offers the creativity. So we're now just looking at decent options. Yeah, 0.4 is absurd, but Malhero's on 0.49, so we are literally trying to recreate the impossible. So we're just looking for a profile of right back now, with the thought that we might have to tweak the system. We've identified that Connor Bradley is available on loan, so that's something that we might pursue. We've also just signed, in what can only be a shocking moment for his self-esteem, we brought Diego in on trial, and I had completely forgotten who he was. So because he's a right winger, I assumed that I had brought him in to play as a shadow striker or up front. Then I remembered I've actually brought him in to see whether he'd be any good as a wing back. So he's a cheap, low risk option. He's on trial for 4 weeks, so we'll see how he goes. But I'm definitely intrigued by Connor Bradley. I just don't know whether there's anyone else out there for us. The problem is a lot of our scouting is out of date as well, which doesn't help. Who's played the most minutes? So we've got a Zambian right back. Hello. Absolute garbage. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love to bring in a Zambian player just for the fun, but don't think he's going to do us much good, if I'm honest. Filet Sacco wants to leave Montpellier. It's only a C. So let's... Okay, so definitely not creative. Not bad dribbling. Not as good in the pressure or the possession one. Yeah, Holifab, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking that Bradley... Should we see how much of a wage contribution they'd want for him? Oh, now Diogo Spencer's already on the bid. And to be honest, he's looking at going to a lower quality of club. Where was... oh, he'll be right at the bottom, won't he? Because he barely played. Connor Bradley. So, let's make an offer. It's quite expensive. I don't really want to be paying this. Oh yeah, that's not going to cut it, is it? Okay. It's behind the chat, so can't see. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh, blimey. Okay, well they're going to want... Let's start with that. Well, you've put it up now. Oh, do you know what? Fine. Oh, I've also forgotten to change his position. This is not going well. Yeah, that is crazy money, Musterman. You're absolutely right. Let's get rid of that. So, where do we go from there then? João Pedro out in Brazil. Again, not played. This is not going to be an easy transfer window, I don't think. This is not going to be an easy transfer window at all. Sort by ability. So Brian Blasey has shown up as apparently the highest ability player on the list. 5'11". I mean, it can't hurt to get him in on trial, and we can take a look at him. I think that would prompt that tactical tweak that we talked about, though, flipping the sides. Samstead at 20. Again, not a huge amount of minutes. Not looking overly impressive. Diego Mateus again. I mean, none of this lot have played. Let's put a filter in. Minutes. There we go. So let's say start with 1,000 and work down. Well, that gives us a few to look at, I suppose. Okay, so Macron at Saint Etienne. Not creative, not bad dribbling, really good possession one, relatively safe on the ball. What's he suspended for? He hasn't bitten someone or anything, has he? Not bad. Okay. So maybe an option there. I don't think he's great, but would potentially be interested in a loan, although I doubt Saint Etienne are going to want to loan him out. So that might be an option. Thomas Silva, Vizela, 900k. Has he been playing at right back? He has. Okay. Plenty of shots, plenty of non-penalty XG, not a huge amount of anything else. Isgaio? Again, plenty of goal scoring threat. I don't know if he's a free kick taker maybe, but again, not overly impressive. Certainly not a replacement for Malhero. If we take a look at Onyemaechi on the left, because he's playing the inverted fullback role, so high headers, possession one, not a lot of pressures, still surprisingly dribbly for someone that shouldn't really be doing that. But you see a different profile of pizza chart there. So maybe if we looked to recreate something like that, I suppose, from a right back, then we could flip them round. Guga is available on loan. Portuguese. Did things suddenly get quieter? Oh, I'm not sure. Everything still sounds the same on my end. Can everyone hear me? Not for me. Strange. Oh, accidentally knocked the volume on your headphones. Okay, well, if things do change with the volume, then let me know, guys, and I can always have a tweak. So Guga is an overlapper. Interesting. So we've got the dribbles, we've got the pressures, we've got the possession one. Okay, so definitely not as creative, but also definitely the closest we've got so far. So maybe we look at a move for Guga on loan and then see if we can boost the creativity somewhere else. Let's see what they would want for... Why can't... Oh! he can't play for me because he's just moved or has moved this season, so he can't play for a third team. Well, that's very frustrating. The volume's on the left cup, my hands are on the keyboard, which is nowhere near my ears. That's fair enough. Yeah, I know, Holofab, it's disappointing. That would definitely have been a move I'd have been interested in. So Pedro Pereira has been playing as an actual wing back, primarily on the left, but he is right-footed and natural on the right. Really good in the air. Oh, he's 6'1", so that makes a bit of sense. So really good in his defensive work, quite dribbly, literally offers nothing else. So possibly not there. Alex Pinto, so he presumably is on loan at Slovan Bratislava. Yeah, he is available on a free though. So we could pick him up on a pre-contract. What is it with these right backs and having loads of well, relatively high XG or expected XG? Crazy. Okay, again, I think probably not the one for us. But I fear we are starting to run out of options. Max Scholzer, not playing in the highest quality league, so would be interesting. Half of the right backs you see should be above the 50th percentile. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, again, I mean, good in the air. Not offering a huge amount going forward. Not that good at winning the ball back, which is a concern. Quite inexperienced. Interesting. Okay, well, let's move on a little bit. We've got time. Let's get Brian in. We'll see what Diego looks like. Oh, that's interesting, Holofab. I've just loaded that up. Obviously, you can't see it, but really good expected assists again. Good level of dribbles. Yeah, he does look good. Is he willing to come to Boavista for free? That is the big question. That is the big question. Okay, so whatever's going on with Brian, he seems to be well rated by my coaches or by my assistant. But Agustin Pereira, shall we have a look? Ooh. Doesn't seem to be there, Holofab, sadly. Never mind. Obviously it wasn't meant to be. We'll get into the first game of the stream. Let's... Blimey, it's been a while since I've used this skin. I can't remember where anything is now. So... our hero will play until he's gone. Hopefully he doesn't lose his head. But Wazium's got a bit of a knock, so Fonseca comes in. We'll go with Pascal. Excuse me, and we'll go on Yumechi. Kamara as the ball winner. Vukitic as the deep line playmaker. We've got Lorenzo on the right. It's this left hand side where if Jair Silva isn't in form, he's been better lately. But if he's not in form, there really isn't a lot behind him. No one else seems to really play that well from that left-hand side. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, Bosnic's still out for a long time, Holofab, unfortunately. Still potentially another 4 months yet, and then obviously we've got the time it will take to ease him back in as well. So we'll go Caicedo as the target forward, and Mabassa, I guess, as the poacher. Doesn't leave us with much scope, I fear. But we're going to go... Fazio makes the bench, astonishingly. We'll go Atpo, we'll go Agra. We'll go for Loom, Yona, Mora, Melro, and Tavares, I guess. So, as well as sorting out the right back conundrum, I definitely feel like we need another striker. The Musterman Church of Fazio is pleased with that. I hate it. That's fair. That's fair, Holofab. I don't intend on playing Fazio too much more this season, but needs must at the minute, sadly. But then again, Tavares. Right, let's put on a show. Fonseca's nervous. That's never great. Okay. Let's see how we go here then. So we're playing against Chavez, who I don't think are a... Oh, hello. Let's just watch that fizzle up before we say that I don't think they're a great team. A team that I would expect us to beat. Let's say that. Obviously, being unbeaten nearly halfway through the season, that probably seems a little bit patronising, but we seem to do well in these games, especially if we can get an early goal, which we almost did through Lorenzo. See if this comes to anything. We've got a nice little cluster forming here of 4 of our players marking each other, which is always nice. Cut out by Kamara. Caicedo not really doing a lot of high speed chasing down anymore. Trying a shot over the bar. So, not a lot going on early doors. We're keeping a lot of possession, which surprises me. That's not really our style. How's that, Holopab? Is that better? I'm still. I bought a new mic arm rather than have the stand on the desk, so I'm still getting used to my positioning. All right, perfect. Lovely job. Yeah, Silva, can he find the pass? Lorenzo's in. Oh, it's a good finish to be fair.
Ready!
Okay, so I've fiddled with the volume much again. In-game sound and mic sounds perfect now. Alright, thanks Holofab. How was the Rooney shell? Was that too loud? I had a fiddle with it. I have also added some more sound effects, which we may hear if the situation arises. The sound bit was perfect as well. Oh good. Because I'll be honest, I did no testing, I just fiddled with the bar and went, that's probably about right. So nice to see that that's paid off. My hero going for glory. The goal definitely seems to have woken us up a little bit. Okay, these long shots are starting to get a bit annoying now. We'll have to keep an eye on that because we may not play the most intricate passing game, but I still don't want to shoot him from 35 yards every time we've got the ball. Yeah, Silva, ball's out to the right if he can find it. He goes back to Fonseca. It's a little bit passive. Vukitic does love a dribble. Oh, is that a penalty? No, it's a corner. Thought we might have been getting given one there, but never mind. Oh, now we've got a penalty. Interesting. Keeper's come. He's got nowhere near it. Made an absolute hash of it. Penalty awarded. I assume it'll be Lorenzo. Yes. Great penalty.
Ready!
Oh, we've got the goal emotes in chat. You love to see it. We don't need to see that here. Easy win. I don't know. I've been known to bottle things before. Hopefully this won't be one of them though. Vucetic plays the ball down the line to Joe Silva. Can he find anything? That's close. So 2-0 at half time. Pretty standard. That wasn't what I meant to press. They're all happy, but I do worry that they're going to be complacent now in the second half. Mabasa, I don't even remember him touching the ball. The two centre-backs are nervous and complacent, so that's always a good combination. Holofab, is that the screenshot of the cup final again that you've just sent to Musterman there? Yeah. Devastating defeat. Absolutely devastating. Chavez are coming at us. Well, that's not ideal.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Not ideal from us. I fear that team talk might have messed us up. Hopefully it's just a blip. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. So I'm immediately thinking that we need a change up front and see if someone can offer something different than Boavista can, but ugh. I'm dubious. Unless we maybe put Jay Silva up there and bring on Yona or Mora. That might be a better play. What are we doing? Oh, alright. Let's pause this. Let's try a little bit of work ball into the box for a little while. Let's try that. And the Bass is having a shocker. That's a good control. It will come again. Decent hit, it's a good save. Right, changes. Changes. So we're going to go for Yona on. We're going to go for Jay Silva up front. And we're going to go... I don't know why, but the idea of a left-footed centre-back playing on the right of the back too bothers me more than the idea of a right-footed centre-back playing on the left. And I don't really know why. There's no logic to it. But I think that the move is probably to do that and then bring Atipo on at left back rather than run old man Fazio's legs into the ground. Holofab's out here trying to assert dominance. I'm just out here 8 o'clock. We've on at 8 o'clock on Saturday evening, just trying to stay awake, let alone assert dominance. So we're coming again. If we could get a third, I'd feel a lot more comfortable. Oh, Jair Silva. That was the chance. It's a decent effort. He's unlucky that he's hit the bar. But that's the sort of chance that I fear we could be punished for not taking. Tavares would have scored that. Yeah, right. Tavares can score on FIFA. Jair Silva is a good save. Corner incoming. Lorenzo will take. We'll get another corner to keep the pressure on. Probably looking at maybe another change or two. We're going to get Loom on to get some minutes into his legs. He's been injured for a while. And unbelievably, I think we're going to go Melro on, and we're going to go Poacher advance forward. Fazio would have scored it too. I don't want to say that that's unlikely, but it's unlikely. Corner comes in. Extra doubt. Yeah, exactly. If we can bag a third before the subs get made, not only does it take the pressure off, but it also means that changing the strikers has been completely unnecessary. The fact this pilot hasn't cut out is hopeful. Oh, it's unlucky. It's a great effort. It is a great effort by Jair Silva. So we come into the last 10 minutes of the game. They've not created anything other than that one chance. He would have controlled it, flicked it up and bicycle kicked it in. Is that all it is for agility, Musterman? I may not remember a lot of the attributes since changing the skin, but I remember that one. And then broken all of his bones. Carter Yona, that was the chance. You needed to hit that, my son. Can we get a ball in? Decent cross. Oh my god, Melrose nearly scored a goal. I actually don't know what I would have done. Comes in, aims for Loom. Bruggen has just conceded an absolute howler to give Chelsea the lead. Oh no. That's the FA Cup, isn't it? Oh, blimey. That's a poor pass. Uh-oh. Here we go. Okay. Luckily it wasn't a great pass for them either. Some would say I could potentially have done more to see this game out. However, I haven't. So we're just hoping. They brought the keeper up. Why have they brought the keeper up in a league game? Why? Easy does it. Why are they so desperate to win this or get a draw in this league game? I'm so confused. This isn't normal. Why are they doing this? Do not score. Okay, I've bottled it. I don't think cautious is going to be enough, but I've completely bottled it. I've wimped out. Oh, I am not optimistic. Okay, this is enough of this now. Come on. What a save. What a save from Val Gonzalez. Okay, the keeper's up again. I have no idea what's happening. Hopefully we've weathered the storm. No. Okay, Joel playing that. Lovely stuff. Yes, a good win. A little bit shaky at the end. But, I mean, you don't get many bigger swings in momentum than that. We got the win despite not being at our best. The Bass goal is switched off. I don't really care. Onward we go. Okay, so transfers. Let's leave the right back situation for now. A win is a win is a win. You could not be more right. So let's leave the right back for now. And let's have a look at some strikers. Why have I done that? Position. Striker. Interested. Now, there is a man. I believe it was this man. This man. Not overly impressive this season. But. Nope. Okay, that... Maybe it wasn't him. I was sure it was him. I'm sure Vizela had a striker last season who was really good. It's just not going my way today. No, that must be him. Maybe he just wasn't as good as I thought. Okay, but anyway, I'm looking for a striker. I really need to go back to having the labels on that sidebar because I don't know what I'm doing. So, strikers that have played over 1,000 minutes. Troy Parrott's on there, love that. Sorted by ability. So we've got a couple out in J1. Santana's getting interest from some Spanish sides. Is that something that we maybe need to be having a look at? He's outperforming his XG. Doesn't seem to get a load of chances. Oh, he's also on money that we definitely can't afford. That's going to be the problem. We're trying to bring someone in from Japan, I fear. The thing I need to remember is that we are going to have a bit of money to spend, because I'm so used to just looking at whoever's the cheapest, and that's not necessarily going to be our market anymore. So Bruno Duarte is an absolute no. Badamosi. Outperforming his XG. Subatomic Surfer, thank you very much for the follow. I hope you're doing very well this evening. Do feel free to drop into chat. What up, man? I'm good, thank you. How are you doing? Thank you very much for the follow and joining the stream. If you are playing FM at the minute, feel free to let us know in the chat who you're managing, how it's going. Good, I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. So, Badamosi, not a bad option. Decent amount of headers won. Just rounded out season 1 of my Celtic save with an unfortunate Champions League exit and a domestic treble. I mean, that's a pretty good first season, I'd say. Any big signings in there? Who was the key man? So Badamosi, I think, looks a decent option. He's wanted by Hull. I fear he would probably go there. Christian Spendy. I can't say he's someone that I know of, but those tend to be the best players to find. Are the ones that just sort of come out of nowhere. Ah, now this was the other deal I thought about doing. This was someone I looked at a little while back. Miles Leeburn. Far outperforms his XG. target forward, he's 6'5". I'll be honest, 6'5" is the reason why I thought he might be a signing for me. I think 12 in 20 for Charlton. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit of a step up in quality, but the target forward is generally not our primary goal scorer anyway. I think those Spendy brothers are pretty good. Could describe them as splendid. Musterman, that is awful. That is awful. Karnazeki in goal was a gem too. I signed Karnazeki in an early access save with Roma, and then I stopped playing it before he really got a run of games. But I do remember him playing quite well in that. One of those almost feels like a bit of a banker signing. Like, you know what you're going to get. You know he's going to be good. So yeah, a couple of really good pickups there, to be fair. Subatomic Surfer. Sounds like you've got plenty to build on going forward. And now obviously plenty of time to do it as well. I think we're going to have a little inquiry about Miles Leeburn. Wages are decent enough. This season I'm basically being forced into a rebuild. That's a shame. But I would say that at a club like Celtic, you're what am I trying to say? You've kind of got the grace to do a rebuild because you've not got that many competitors. You've only really got to be better than Rangers. Why isn't Leeburn winning more headers? That is fair, Holofab. That is a fair concern, but I would suggest that his size would probably mean he would do quite well over here. I'm still going to see if we can do a deal. I think that's definitely something that I'm interested in. I say I like the look of him pre-transfer window, and then we spent the money. What did we spend the money on? I can't even remember. Oh, okay, he's got a release clause, so I suspect they are not gonna. Oh, there's a bit of wiggle room. Okay, well they want. Do you know what? I'm just going to pay the 1.2. Okay, we'll walk away from that for a minute, and then we'll put in a deal. Put in a bid in a sec. So nobody else there really screaming out to me. But Leeburn will definitely be an upgrade on Caicedo. I have no doubt in that. Like you said, Holofab, but then Musterman says that 43% is quite good, and I'll be honest, I'm going to defer to the expert on this one. So if it's good enough for Musterman, it's good enough for me. So striker, we've got our primary target. Although I've lost him again. Good God, I need to get better at this. There he is. If it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me. Love that, Holofab. We're all just one big happy team. Let's put the offer in. So, striker. Do we just try and sign Brian as a centre-back? I think we could try and sign Brian as a centre-back. And then maybe take a look at Diego as the right-back option. Because the right-back really only operates as an attacker anyway. Malhero's not doing incredible defensive work that's going to be hard to replicate. Although it is pretty decent. But Quanza should help Starfelt and Calafiori in defence. Gilberto can work well at right wing back, either as a starter or squad depth. Signed a new gem from Aston Villa who fits my goal of developing weaker European countries. That all sounds really good. Subatomic Surfer. I think Celtic's always a fun save because you've got the balance of you're already one of the better teams in your country, but then you've got the European challenge. And like you say, if you're going to go about developing players and sort of things like that, it does make for an interesting save. I think that all sounds really fun. Bruno Camille. You like an Albanian Subatomic Surfer? That's what I'm noticing. You had your Albanian Poacher, you've got your Albanian New Gen. I feel like that's a fun little side twist on your save, is that you're going around picking up all the best Albanian talent. No, you cannot have him back on loan. We're signing him because we need a striker. Okay, so breakthrough prospect means he won't be expecting loads of game time, but he's probably going to get it. The wage I'm not too unhappy with. Yeah, I thought that might happen. Let's not be unreasonable now, son. There we go. Okay, 6k is not bad. That puts him in. It's definitely at the higher end. But it's the first time in the save we've had a little bit of money, so I guess that's to be expected. And quite honestly, if we don't find some kind of decent option, we're going to be stuck with the likes of Melrose and Tavares, who are just going to do nothing. So, excuse me. See if we can generate any interest in Rosinho. Speaking of, Holofab, you may want to cover your eyes for what's about to happen. You're not going to like this. You are not going to like this one little bit. If he's a starter, 6k isn't bad. Yeah, exactly. I don't know that he would be the starter with everyone fit. I think at the minute that's still definitely Bosnick and Parrott, but obviously Parrott won't be here next season. So we'll see if we can move on Hova as well. I know there's some interest for him on loan, but quite honestly, yeah, see, this is the problem. He's not going to want to leave, but okay. Let's see if we can get some interest in Herva. Maurer, I think, is going to have to stay around, definitely until we sign another option. But wait, did I actually give Fazio number 2? Oh yeah, I did. I told you he's a striker. I feel that what I've done here is pretty reasonable, but putting number 2 on a striker is absurd, and you're never going to change my mind of that, I'm afraid. Nicolas Soldo, who are you? Wanted by Juve, Stuttgart, Freiburg, Hoffenheim. Not bad clubs to be interested in him. Problem is, we know nothing about him. He hasn't really played many minutes. So, my Champions League run actually did go crazy. The combined strength of my Celtic side and an above average PSV side grouped Madrid and Napoli. Then we beat Inter 3-2 on aggregate. Blimey. So, Subatomic Surfer, are you saying that Celtic and PSV were 1 and 2 in the group and Madrid and Napoli went out? Is that what I'm hearing? Or was this as part of the league phase? PSV were 1 and we were 2. Wow. I wonder what you would have. I wonder what you would have got if you put a quid on that at the start of the season. Okay, so training, not my favourite, but let's get this prepped for the next few weeks. So I do have some custom schedules that I made. I did do a little video on them. Let's see if I can remember whether I did this. Is this going to work? There we go. Look at that. We've got commands now, ladies and gentlemen. Pro YouTuber right here. Pro streamer. Yeah, I did make a video on my training schedules. So if you want to head over to the YouTube and check it out, then feel free. That would be very much appreciated. There is a link. They are available to download. It's very, and I mean very loosely based on the idea of tactical periodization. So this is probably a bad time to show you what I mean by that, because we've got 2 weeks with no games, but we'll try and talk through it in a sec. So let's put in our match. What's happening here? Why can't I? There we go, because I'm looking for the wrong thing. So we've got recovery. So that's fine. Match tactics, recovery, review, that's fine. Let's put that in. So in Porto, we've got recovery. Then we want rest. Then recovery, then review. And then we want to go to, I think we started doing something like that in the non-game weeks. And then in here, we will chuck in the goalkeeping. We can change it to another in a minute. And some routines. So one-on-one, shot stopping one-on-ones, that seems fine. And then it's basically the same again that week, except we are then starting to prep for a game. So let's have all of that the same. Oh no, Holofab. Is this actual Pride or is this? Okay, so Holofab. I have a couple of issues. I don't mind high numbers on a player. So the left back that's number 50, the left winger that's number 80, that doesn't really bother me. I don't like 13 on an outfield player. 19 for me is a striker's number. And the biggest crime of all there for me is having your attacking midfielder wearing number 6. They're all things I'm not a fan of. But it's not my game, so you can do it how you want. But just know that I'm not happy with it. I just also saw. Okay, Holofab. I didn't like it, but I was with it. And DMB, absolutely not. You can pipe down and all. How are you doing, DMB? Thank you very much for dropping in. You've caught us at a bad time where I'm professing my love for doing squad numbers, and Holofab is just, well, he's making me sad, quite honestly. He would have sold Zidane at Real Madrid for Woda. I wouldn't have sold him. I'd have just changed his number. I'd have given him a proper number. Same as Jude Bellingham, to be fair. So we're going to go... No, I think with this one, because we've got a match, we'll do that one there. And then we'll do... What are we going to do? We'll do some light. We'll do something light in here. What have we got? What's the game? Penafiel. So if we do some more attacking shadow play. Okay, I gave the number 2 to a player who isn't a right back, but he is a centre back. That's not, and also he's a South American centre back, so they wear number 2 anyway. D&B, you'd absolutely hate how I play the game, to be fair. So much use of auto-select for various decisions. I haven't got a problem with auto-picking things, but squad numbers I like to do myself. That's my vice, and I'm sticking to it. Right, so last week then, recovery review. That's fine. Match tactics in there. But we need to swap that to the next day. We need rest, recovery, match review. Lovely. That'll do for those weeks. So if we move over into the schedules and we load in week 1. So in a perfect schedule where we only get 1 game a week, this is what we're looking at for the schedules. So like I said, they're based very loosely on tactical periodization. There's a full explanation in the YouTube video, but basically the aim is to try and increase the workload almost on a bell curve and then bring it down so you recovered in time for the game. And then the day before, the day after the match are all about match prep and recovery, with the rest of the week having your units split up and the most intense training in the middle of the week. Tactical periodization is more about having the ball as the focus of every session, so everything that you do, whether it be tactical, physical, it's all built into the same sessions in real life, which you can't replicate in Football Manager. So that's why I say it's loosely based on. But I've really just taken the idea of sort of making that bell curve with the intensity, and then tactical periodization also uses I can't remember which order they're in, but macro, mesa, and something else cycles. It's all in the video, but basically short, medium, and long-term cycles. So the short-term cycle is a week of training. So then I've made 4 different schedules that all follow the same sort of structure, but have different sessions in, so that you're working on different attributes over the course of a month. And then month on month, obviously, you're working towards a season-long goal of development. So then the end of every season, and just review, see what's working well, see what isn't working well, and tweak the schedules from there. But generally, I find that this works pretty well, and gives a good balanced sort of rate of development, which obviously is nice. But like I say, thank you very much, Musterman, for linking to the YouTube again. The video is available. There's a link in the description to download the schedules if you want to give them a go. If anyone does try it, feel free to let me know how you get on with them. You can do that in chat, or you can do that in the comments to the video. That would be fantastic. So we've got Estoril in 2 days, so let's go and do the Estoril game, and then I think we need to stop and really decide what we're doing about a right back. Okay, well, that's not ideal. The deal might still go ahead, but if it doesn't, we're in real trouble, because as much as we might keep a right back, we're not going to be able to sign a striker. Okay, so this is a cup game. I mean, I still want to win it, but less pressure? No, not really less pressure, because we're not expected to be in a title fight. So let's just enjoy it for what it is. We've got the draw for the next round of the cup before we play this round. That seems interesting. So if we get past Estoril, we've got Famalicão or Chavez. It's not a bad draw. Could obviously be easier, but it could also be a lot worse. So where's he going? Brighton. So hopefully the injury doesn't affect that. We've got an offer of 300k for Rosinho. We will snap their hands off of that. D&B, I'll be AFK but here in spirit. Going to see if I can put the stream on the bedroom TV while I prime some models. Okay, mate, no problem. Hope you enjoy your priming. The thought of my face on a TV is terrifying, I must admit. But if you want to punish yourself like that, you're more than welcome to. Okay, so Tavares, we're not going to get the money we offered. Well, I say the money we wanted. I put the offer out there. To be honest, at this point, I'll kind of take anything for Tavares. I'm happy here. No, we can't work anything out because you can't score goals. You're not developing to your best potential. Subatomic server, I'm still here, by the way, just clicking space about 90 times. That's fair. I can appreciate that. Yeah, there's nothing worse than that gap between seasons, is there? I've made it clear you're no longer in my plans. I think that's the one. There we go. So, Nacional will pay 115k. It's obviously way down on his value. But he's not doing the business. Let's try 250k. See if anyone nibbles at that price, and if not, we'll go down to what they're asking for. Low effort. Okay, I'm gonna out myself here, Musterman, because I don't know what you're talking about. Tyranids for the win. Xenomorph themed. I know the word Xenomorph. But that's kind of all I've got for that, I'm afraid. So if you and DMB want to chat amongst yourselves with that, you're more than welcome, because there's nothing that I can add of any value to that conversation. Okay, well this is unfortunate. This is the downside of trying to sell someone whose contract is running out. Hopefully he'll take the deal from Cremonese, but never mind. We'll accept that deal for Atipo. To be fair, I keep accepting offers for Atipo. I could just keep him around as the right back. Okay, well, this is not shaping up to be a good transfer window. Okay. So let's get through the Estoril game. Let's get through the Estoril game. And then we can regroup. And we can figure out what we're going to do. So, a cup game means a Conquo plays for all my sins. We're going to give Atipo a game and see how he plays. Traction FM is in. Evening, Adam. How are you doing, mate? I'm doing very well, thank you. You've just joined us in time for a cup game. We're also in the January transfer window, where things are not going well. We're selling our key player, our right back, for £12 million. His release clause has been met, but he's just picked up a 4 to 7 week injury. So I'm hoping that will still go through despite the injury. So we're trying to spend that money. We'll obviously need a new right back. We also desperately need a new striker. But our big target for that, Miles Leeburn, has just decided to sign a new contract at Charlton instead of coming to join us. So we're going to play this match, and then we're going to figure out what we're going to do, because at the minute I haven't really got a clue. But anyway, Adam, how are you? I hope you're doing well this evening. Lovely to have you in. Awazium's back, so he'll play. We'll go Fonseca again. And I'm going to give him Dye a game at left back. He doesn't get too many opportunities. So we'll see what he can do. We're then going to go with Loom and Vukitic. And then we'll go Mora, Yona, Caicedo, Jair Silva. I don't love the look of that, but I don't know that we've got many better options. And then we can just fill the bench up with basically everybody that's available. Oh. No, not that one. Fazio's in. Musterman, you'll be pleased to hear Fazio is in. He has made the bench. I'm not too bad, thanks, buddy. Tough run on stream earlier, so thought I'd devour a Chinese and a beer or two this evening. I mean, that sounds like a great evening. Obviously, the tough run on stream, not so great. Is that still Curzon Ashton, or is there a new save on the go? I think I saw a tweet earlier saying that you had sort of refreshed FM, ready for our next period, I suppose. Right, let's do this. Get out of it. Okay. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. Still Curzon Ashton. Been having to play around with the new match engine, and of course I blame that for all the bad results. That's fair. If in doubt, it is always the match engine. Right. 2 minutes in. Estoril coming at us. We don't really want to be conceding an early goal if we can avoid it. I don't love this. Okay, it's a poor effort. See, the fear I have in this game now is I already know that I have no faith in my goalkeeper. So, probably stupid of me to still play him when he's awful every time he plays. But I did tell him he would be the cup goalkeeper. Yona at the back post, it's a decent effort. It's a comfortable save though. Estoril coming again. At home they seem to be giving us a bit more of a game than Chavez did early on. But Okonkwo claims. Yeah, can't win a flick on. And Fonseca's caught out of position. It's a good ball, it's a good finish.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Absolute disaster. If in doubt, blame it on Okonkwo. This one, okay. I was going to say this one absolutely isn't his fault, but it's not great from him. It's not great. For the equaliser, and Dive made a decent run. Caicedo, oh, that's poor. Looped up for the goalkeeper. Never really had a chance of going in. Decent challenge on Mora. But we've got the opportunity to still build. Jair's got to be scoring that. He's got to be scoring that. That's a poor miss. Corner coming in from Vukitic. Loom seems to be the main target these days from corners. That's off the crossbar. It's a good hit from Mora. So, not quite good enough, sadly. We're not looking overly likely to get back into this game, are we? which is a shame. Obviously, we've still got plenty of time. Right. Oh, Holofab, you've only just seen the score. Yeah, if you haven't seen the goals yet, check out the goal that Leighton Orient scored. I think it's a Spurs loanee, but he's basically scored from the halfway line. Unbelievable strike. But yeah, when City have got Foden and De Bruyne on the bench that they can bring on, it's not likely to stay that way for them, sadly. Right, well, that has been a pitiful first half of football. So, let's give them a telling off. Jazz not playing well. He definitely doesn't like being the striker. He definitely prefers being behind the front two, which makes things difficult when we don't really have another decent striker. So, at the risk of completely throwing away our chance of scoring a goal in this game, I'm going to put Melrose up front. How bad can it be? I suspect the answer is pretty bad, but we'll find out. Okay, Estoril immediately coming at us again. I do not. Could have been worse. Could have been Tavares, the team who batted goal. I mean, that's a nickname if ever I've heard one. That's fantastic work. No one ever wants to be associated with a team, do they? Let's be honest. Excuse me. So, really poor. Oh god. One long ball's done us. It's a decent effort. Estoril got a Tavares as well, Holofab. Did you see that? Where am I? Where's my... We got... There we go, teams. Heriberto Tavares. He scored goals. What I'd give to have this Tavares. Can we swap? I feel like we should swap. He does look good. He does look good. I mean, to be fair, he's a winger that I'm comparing to strikers. But still, he still looks pretty good. Well. Well, now I'm even more sad about my Tavares. Okay, what are we going to do to this game? Because this is shocking. Vukitic is exhausted. So, we're going to go for Kamara. We're actually going to change Kamara to a Segundo Volante. And we're going to say to him to move into the channels in the hope that he still replicates that sort of move into the left half space that Vukitic seems to enjoy. Holofab, put the money on the wrong one. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I will sort of justify myself here by saying that I didn't sign Tavares. He was already here. But he's definitely the wrong Tavares. The Tavares without hair is called Hairy Bert. The Tavares with hair is just called Martin. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. They don't like to make things easy, do they? Jair Silva's had a shocker. We're going to go Sergio on. And we'll go Lorenzo for Yona, I guess. In the hopes that he gives us a little something. But it's just very drab at the minute. Doesn't seem like a game we're ever going to score in. Really disappointing. mean, what is this? What is... Hello. Come on, then. Okay, Awaziem is off the pitch, feeling sorry for himself. They're pinging long balls over. I don't like any of this. Harry's gone off, Musterman. The Harry Barrett's gone off. I have no idea what's happening now. Caicedo wins the header. Come on, Bruno. Let's do something. Didn't even have a chance to say let's do something good before he proved that he can. Aspo, ball in, surely. Come on, then. Oh, Melrose! Oh. How has he missed that?
Emotional damage!
How has he missed that? Okay, 5 minutes left. I've left this way too late to make any changes. This whole game has been a disaster from start to finish. Sod it. Tavares is on. Why not? We're not going to score anyway. Can't make any more subs. I don't care. Let's just... whatever. Let's just... ugh. Depressing. Come on, Melrose. Do something. So, we've got a corner. We've just taken the target forward off. So, good work there from me. All in. We just... I mean, Awazien's not even jumped, is he? He's not even jumped. Well, we're not going unbeaten in all competitions, that's for sure. Hello, unless. Come on, Lou. Oh, Tavares! Oh, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Do not rule that out. Do not rule that out. No, come on. Don't do this.
Emotional damage!
Okay. So it's not that close. But I seem to recall people wanting Coventry to have a goal allowed because of the romance of the moment. I feel like we definitely needed a Tavares goal there. Oh dear. Disappointing. Yeah, nothing's coming of this. Poor result. Really poor. I'm very unhappy with that. I don't want to talk to you. Holofab, we did not want to win the cup anyway. A Man United fan complaining about offside. I mean, I'm a big enough man to admit that Maguire's goal last night should not have counted. But do I care? No, but it definitely shouldn't have counted. Awaziem's out for 2 to 3 weeks. That's good. So, I am going to go and take a little break, which I've not done on the stream yet, but I'm planning on going for a little while longer yet. So I'm going to go and have a quick break, 2-3 minutes, fill the water bottle, and then we need to figure out what we're going to do with the rest of this transfer window, because we need some new players and we need them pretty quickly. So I will be back in a couple of minutes. we're back, and we're going to stand up for a little while because I've been sat down all day, and realistically, I should probably stand up for a little while. So, let's talk about transfers. I think that with the scouting we've got in place, let's just shift that a little bit. I think that with the knowledge we've got on players and what we can see of the stats of those we do know about, I think it is a case of bringing in some bodies and hoping that they can do the job. So, for example, I have no idea how good Diego is going to be as a right back, but his attributes tell me he wouldn't be horrible at it. He's going to offer an attacking threat, and it's a body through the door. Musterman, the post-dinner tiredness is hitting. Honestly, I sat downstairs and I struggled to get back up the stairs. The food coma well and truly hit me, and yeah, just not pretty. You don't want to be seeing that. I'm going to negotiations. I'm not going to talk to his agent because I don't want to be locked into what I have to offer. That's not unreasonable as a starting offer. If we can get it down to maybe, yeah, I mean that's a deal I'm happy to do. And that one, okay, it is pretty important that Malhero goes, but we could always put the scouting budget back if we needed to. I'm still intrigued by Brian. I don't know why I've decided he's called Brian and not Blazzy or Blazy, or I suppose that's why he's called Brian. But I like the look of Brian. 28 on a free transfer. Who is he wanted by? No, that's not what I want. Nottingham Forest. I mean, let's be fair. That's not a bad calibre of club, is it? As a squad player, I mean, again, that's a decent wage. Hello. Brian's in the door. I know exactly what will happen. Forest will put in a bid now and we'll miss out on him. But exactly, Holofab. If Forest want him, he must be good for us. I have no doubt of that. He would offer cover at centre-back. He would offer probably that inverted full-back cover at right-back. But then we could play Onyemaechi as an attacking left-back. We can just flip it. Ndai as well, I think, is decent going forward. Not bad attributes there. So, definitely options. And then next season, Fonseca, we're not going to get Fonseca back. Chances are he's going to go straight into Benfica's team. I'm sure it's Benfica. Yeah. He'll probably go straight into Benfica's squad after a season of experience with us. We're not going to get him back. We can't afford to buy him. So then Brian will just sit in as that third choice centre-back. Maybe even a first choice centre-back if Abascal goes on a free. Or if we get the 850k for him, but that seems unlikely. So yeah. Okay, so I feel better about the right back situation, assuming that we get those two in. If we don't, and they go elsewhere, we're probably back to looking at a loan. As for the strikers, there is still Badamosi, who I liked the look of. Sorry, excuse me. I'm starting to get the patented Musterman throat tickle. So hopefully the water will stave it off for a little while. So Badamosi, he outscores his XG. He takes a lot of shots. He's a busy striker. Decent in the air. I mean, he's 6'5" as well. I've only just noticed that. His international record would suggest... Oh, I didn't mean to press that. His international record would suggest he's not a natural goal scorer. But 18-19 for his current club is not awful. At 6'5", he could definitely do the target forward. Decent, very creative. I think maybe he's the one for us. Am I looking for a target forward? Not explicitly Holofab, no. So when everyone is fit, let's clear this a minute. When everyone is fit, my front two would be that. It would be Bosniak as the poacher and Parrott as a deep line forward. Now, at the start of season 1, it wasn't Parrott, it was Heriot de Santos, who we've now sold. But we started the season with De Santis or Tavares playing as the poacher, Bosniak as the target forward. But Bosniak was involved in build-up, he was creating chances, he wasn't offering much of a goal-scoring threat. So about halfway through the season, we swapped him to be the poacher, and De Santis became the target forward. And both of them, that suited them really well. Bosniak started to score more goals. De Santis was offering all the same in build-up that Bosniak had been, and it worked really well. De Santis was coming into the last year of his contract, and we got offered just over £1 million for him, which is decent money for us. So we took it. Parrott's come in as the replacement, but he is obviously not a target forward. So with Bosniak fit, we were going with this, and we started the season absolutely on fire. But when Bosniak got injured, Parrott was the best option to become the poacher, which meant we could then look at playing a target forward again, hence Caicedo coming in. So if we can upgrade on Caicedo, then next season when Bosniak is back, we could go with this target forward, whether it be, well, it won't hopefully be Caicedo, but I've forgotten his name now, the player we were just looking at. Badamosi. So it could be Badamosi and Bosniak up front with the likes of Melro as support, and then probably one more. Yeah, probably more of a provider. The goal scoring record at international level doesn't concern me. His goal scoring record at club level this season matches the kind of output we've been getting from that second striker role. And I've just realised I haven't put my headphone back in, so we're just gonna do that in a minute. Yeah, and I think a beefy 6'5" target forward could be the sort of thing we're looking for, just to kickstart the goal scoring flow. So the wage is decent. He would expect to start most games. That's fine. He probably would anyway. Somewhere between 240k and 2.4 million. If we could get him for 1.5 million, I don't think that would be too bad. Let's see if we can do a deal. So let's start at $1 million and maybe put in some elite goal incentive. Let's go with something like that. Well, that was easy. We've probably gone too high, but you know what? I don't really mind. Now, it does worry me that we're very quickly looking to do this deal. Let's see if we can get him on squad player. Perfect. We'll go 6k. I mean, that's the easiest contract negotiation I've ever had. That's unreal. Okay, all we needed was a quick break, and everything's turned around. This is where the Malhero deal will fall through now. Nacional have offered a Bascal a contract, that's fine. If he wants to go there at the end of the season, he is more than welcome. Benfica have just hired Conte as their manager. So that's good, isn't it? That'll make things easier for us. Good news is, Benfica are so far behind us this season, I don't think it's going to matter. They're 11th. They're 11th. That is awful. But they are definitely going to turn it around next season with Conte in charge. I'm pretty confident of that. I mean, Morarenza down and fighting relegation, that's as much of a surprise to me. I think they finished 5th last season. So, very, very surprised at that. But, yeah, Benfica have been awful. Doesn't help that we absolutely humbled them 3-0 at their gaff. But, I mean, I can't say it's all down to us, but if others said it, I would find it hard to disagree. Oh, come on, this is rubbing it in, isn't it? Bishazari's made his debut for Porto. I would have very much liked to have had him. I'm very sad about it still. Okay. So we're not getting the money we would ideally want for Tavares. But there is money there to be had. So I think before someone was willing to go to 115. So let's try 120. Hopefully that'll at least incur a bid and we can negotiate. So, not much to be done at the minute. We've got bids in for Brian, for Diego, for Badamosi. If we brought those 3 in this window, I think we've done alright. Because that's also not costing us much of our money. The question then becomes, where else can or should we strengthen? There's an argument for another number 10, potentially. Yona is a prospect and hasn't had the greatest of starts, but Mora is not going to be here next season. Is January the right time to do that deal though? Probably not. I mean, another backup goalkeeper would be nice, but we can't just keep signing number 2 goalkeepers. I mean, this is shocking from Okonkwo. We are getting to the point now where João Gonçalves might actually have to play every match. And then Okonkwo only comes in when he's injured. Yeah, Holofab, I think that's the way I'm going as well, is that we would scout and then look to spend that money in the summer, assuming that the board let us keep it. But it's a weird kind of position to be in, because I feel like the squad is very weak in a couple of areas, but we're unbeaten halfway through the season. So it's difficult to know then what you want to do. Do you go and chuck loads of money at what you perceive to be the problem areas when the results are still coming? I don't know. We'll focus on getting the first 3 deals done first. Well, okay. I only use the January window in case of injuries or players getting poached. That's fair. For the most part, I don't like to do a lot of business in January. I like to keep it till the summer. But the Boavista squad has been quite small ever since the start of the save. So it kind of feels a little bit like we're almost trying to flesh the squad out, but at the same time improve the standard, and we keep losing players that are good for us. So that then puts in another aspect where we're then having to do maybe more business than we would want, because as well as losing the players that we can do without, we're also losing players that we would like to keep, which obviously makes that more difficult. But at a club the size of Boavista, you're always going to have your best players poached. That's just the way of football. That's never going to change. It would be stupid for me to try and keep my hero here when we could have 12 million quid in our pocket and go and find a replacement on a free transfer, or spend £1 million on them and then sell them on for 12 million quid down the line. Excuse me. I get your drift. My Vitesse squad is small as well. Yeah, exactly, Holofab. It's like I say, it's just the way of football. Unless you're at one of those elite clubs, you're not going to be able to keep players and run a big squad and rotate as much as you would like to. You've just got to make do with what you've got. So Porto up next in... Is it too early to call it a title decider? I feel like it's a bit early to call it a title decider, but definitely a huge game. We don't really change our approach for this, which is ironic considering that I would class myself to be quite pragmatic in my approach. We haven't really changed the tactic at all since I built it. But if it's working, then it's working. He no longer wants to leave the club. Okay, well, that's interesting. I'm still not convinced it's going to get you much game time. But at least if Diego's rubbish, we've got another right back. Right. So I offered him out for 120k and no one was interested. But the agent can get us a bid of 120k. Let them make a bid. We're going to adjust the budget for Diego. And then hopefully by the time the other deals are ready to go through, Malhero will have kindly moved on. Squad player in his prime years, so we're going to train him as a right back with a focus on his defensive positioning. We're going to ask Gonçalves to welcome him in. We're going to register him, and we are going to give him the number 31. Why not? Is Guy Mbenza available in your game? He is destroying the Eredivisie at the moment, more of a poacher than a target forward. Let's find out. Guy Mbenza. Victoria Guimaraes, so not in the Eredivisie in my save Polifab. And picked up from Kuwait. Interesting. Not played a lot of minutes. Doesn't look overly impressive. Underperforming his XG. Less shots than Rasmus Højlund at the minute. Yeah, big oof Polifab. Probably going to leave that one, to be fair. But was definitely worth a look. Gaskin, DeSantis. That 300k would come in handy. Oh, actually, we've got calls available for DeSantis. Oh, for 50k. Yeah, no, I'm alright, thanks. Right. Hey! Time to say goodbye, Holofab, to the Timu Batistuta. We're going to miss him, but not really. Right, Porto. Let's do this. Bruno Lorenzo is the top goal scorer in the division. That is not something that I saw coming. I mean, it would definitely be Bozanic or Parrott if they were fit, but he who shall not be missed, exactly. I'm not going through 65 scout reports now. Maybe that's the sort of thing I need to be doing in between streams. Set up some scouting. Not take forever doing that on stream. Benza for you, Holofab. Let's have a look. Blimey, that's small. Hang on. Oh my goodness. Yes. Come on then. Pretty good. Doesn't really offer anything other than his goal scoring, does he? But definitely far better at it in your save. I mean, yeah, very handy as that poacher. I'm gonna say, shame that he can't replicate that in Portugal for Guimaraes. I'm excited by. I keep forgetting his name. Bademosa was he called? This is awful, isn't it? Maybe when he's on the Badamose. I'm excited for Badamose. Let's hope that we can get Badamose in and Miles Lieburn can see what he was missing by coming and joining Boavista. So, injuries in defence. So we're going to go Agra at right back. I don't really want to chuck Diego straight into it. It will be... No, not that. It will be Fonseca and Abascal at centre-back. It will be Onyemaechi at left-back. It will be Kamara and Vukitic. It will be Lorenzo and Jess Silva. Troy Parrott's back. That's huge. And then it'll be Caicedo and Parrott. Absolutely huge. Just in time for the Porto game. So then we'll fill the bench up with the usual suspects. Loom, Rosinho, Diego will make the bench. We'll go Mora. No, will we go Mora? We'll go Yona. Doesn't really make a difference, to be fair. Mabasa, Sergio. No Tavares, no Melro. Neither of them knows how to score goals. So we're not going to bother. Let's get into this then. I've got one soundbite in particular that I'm very excited to play. But we aren't going to just do it. We're going to wait for the right opportunity. But just know that if that opportunity comes, I will be very excited about it. Let's exact some revenge. Let's go. Oh, I'm curious now. Holofab, I think you in particular will probably enjoy it as well. I'm just going to use the hoodie a minute to get a little bit of it. Excuse me. Sorry, that probably sounded hideous down there. I'm just going to give the puck a retreat. Yeah, Oliver, I think you in particular will be a fan of the sound of it. Hopefully this game might be an opportunity to show it off, but we'll have to wait and see. Parrott's in. Oh, it's a good finish. You know what? Let's play it now. Yes, I very much enjoy that soundbite. What a start! 2 minutes in. I can't speak Holofab. I believe it's Wayne Mardle. I always assumed that he just misspoke in that moment. It was him commentating on the leg where Van Gerwen and Michael Smith were both on Mandara. What is happening? I can't speak! 8 minutes in is Porto 0, Boavista 2 at Porto. I actually can't believe it. But yeah, Holofab. It was Wayne Mardle commentating on the greatest leg of darts ever, where Van Gerwen missed his man darter and Michael Smith hit it. And I always thought that he had just misspoken in the moment and was trying to say, I can't speak, and said spake instead. But apparently he was referencing another clip of commentary from somewhere years ago. Oh, Jer Silva's injured. That's not good. If that's a serious injury, we could be in real trouble all over again. I'm going to tell Mario that we need a performance. I know we're 2-0 up, but that could very quickly turn around. I never saw that. I'm not British though. No, that's fair. Let's find the one actually. Well, we're just out here battering Porto. We've got a bit of time to lose some YouTube, haven't we? There you go, Holofab. Have a watch of that one. You're very welcome. Right, well, Porto definitely seem to come into the game a bit more, as you would expect they would. Zhao with a good punch, we get the ball away. Can Caicedo find a pass? Because if he can, we've got a good chance here. That's a great ball. Bruno's in. Oh, that's a good save. Diogo Costa, that's a really good save. And I would argue a crucial save as well. Agnes corner in. Now can't make the jump for it. We're vulnerable here. I think they probably should have found the pass a little bit earlier, but the runner's in. It's going to go in.
No, God! No,
Yeah,
God, please, no! 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 No!
They could definitely have played the pass here to, I assume that's to Remy. Okay, there we go. It is to Remy. But they find Moreno instead. It's a good finish. Nothing João Gonçalves can do. They're not great defending from us there. With a combination of Agro and Fonseca on that right hand side, maybe it's not completely unexpected. Let's see if we can go up the other end and bag another one. More than likely, Porto are just going to come back into the game and absolutely demolish us. So we'll find out. Ball from the Vasco, Cardozo gets there. This is where we're really vulnerable. When they pick the ball up in these kind of areas, I mean, it's a loose pass this time, but they can just go through us. Caicedo's in, that's a good save. I saw that match and that leg, the English commentary is way better than the Dutch. Yeah, that's fair enough. Like I said, I think in the last stream, I've not been watching darts that long, but I've watched a few sort of older matches and clips on YouTube. That's just an incredible way to darts. Oh no. Oh my god.
Send him off! Send the drifting edge off! Get him off the field!
Well, now we're in trouble. What the hell do we do now? Okay, so I think I have an idea, but I have no idea whether it's smart or not. So, are we going to hook a sub? That's really harsh if we do. Let's put the structure in place first, and I'll talk you through the idea in a minute. So, target forward support. Swap these round. No, don't swap them round. Just change the roles. Yes, Holofab. You knew where I was going straight away. So, here's my thinking. Right back is still going to get forward like they would. It'll probably have to be Atipo. Vukitic holds on the left-hand side now, and Mario Sergio still covers that left half space. That means it doesn't matter that the left back isn't attacking. So then we've got the Volante, hopefully linking up with the target forward in this space. We've still got the two up top. The only thing that I would prefer to have is to have Vukitic still being able to dribble a little bit more. But in this kind of game, maybe it's better that he doesn't anyway. So then the question is... Oh god, don't do that. Jesus. Am I going to keep on the league's top goal scorer and one of our best players and sub off the man that only got subbed on 15 minutes ago? That feels incredibly harsh. But I also don't really want to take Lorenzo off. Am Am I going to play Lorenzo at right back? Do the unthinkable and sub the sub. I don't know, Holifab. Feels risky. I mean, whatever we do is risky. I mean, Mario Sergio may never want to play for me again. I think till half time we're going to play Lorenzo at right back. We're going to go with that. We'll see how the shape works. If we get any decent highlights, we're probably not going to. I mean, Agra is 2 bookings in 2 minutes. It was absolutely awful from him. He's been unhappy all season. He's not played as much football. And then when he finally gets a chance in a big game, that's what he does. To say I'm disappointed is an understatement. No slacking. Oh god, that's not the team that we wanted. I've gone straight into the second half with Lorenzo right back. Gameplay is not been my strong point tonight. I crumbled in the last match, I crumbled in this match. It's not going on. And yet somehow we're still winning. I feel like this match has been awful so far, but we're still winning it. We can see it through to the hour mark. I think we're in good stead. Go on, Troy. Come on, Troy. That's poor. Should never be offside from there. Couldn't hold his run. I feel like we're going to soak up a lot of pressure in this one. It's a good save. Brighton 2, Chelsea 1. Matoma. Who scored Brighton's first? Holifab. I've obviously not been keeping up with it. Headed away. Fair. Right. Okay, so now it's decision time, I think. Lorenzo's now also on a book-in. He cannot stay at right back. Sergio's now nervous as well. We're going to do it. We're going to sub the sub. He's had a bit longer this time. Or now, than he would have done. Definitely not going to chuck Diego on for his debut. That feels like a baptism of fire that he just doesn't need. Lorenzo might come off as well, you know, and we might stick Yona on. Make an impact. If we can go out there and get a third, somehow, then things will be looking a lot more rosy. Knocking the ball about so comfortably. I don't really know what we're going to do about it at this point with the shape we're in, but we just have to hope they're wasteful for the rest of the game. They look like a decent back over there. We're lucky. David chimed in. David, thanks very much for joining. How are you today? I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you for the follow as well, David. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you. We're currently trying to cling on to a result we probably don't deserve against Porto, which will keep us top of the league and unbeaten somehow. No idea how that's happening, but we're not going to complain. But with each passing minute, I've got less and less faith that this is actually going to come off for us. Feels like it's only a matter of time until Porto do get the goal. But David, if you're an FM player, if you've got a save going on at the minute, I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to know who you're managing, who your best players are. So feel free to share if you're comfortable. Right, 10 minutes left. What can we do with this? Lumon feels like a pretty obvious choice. And then we'll go ball winner instead of playmaker. So that leaves us with one more sub. This is the last stoppage, so we might as well make it. I mean, Caicedo's probably got to be the one, hasn't he? Do we change the shape? Do we do... It worries me a bit that Rosinho is nervous. But what I'm thinking is something like that. So they'll still stay wider, cross, probably not cross more often now. We can get rid of that. But with Yona offset, Fazio could be the target forward. He could Holobab. He's not going to be, but he could. And can you imagine the grief that Musterman would give me if I stuck him up front while he was wearing number 2? That's just, like, I'd rather lose the game than do that. So let's go poaching forward. That's not what it's called. Pressing forward for Parrot for the end of the game. So then what I'm thinking is Loom will ball win. We can still have a playmaker then. But if I put Kamara on attack, is this risky? I feel like this is risky. But we're essentially then still building up in the 3-2 shape. It's just a 3-2-4. So Kamara would kind of come in here and act as the second number 10. Atpo on the overlap. Yona drifting out wide. Yeah, I think that's as good as it's going to get. I like the Volante on support more. That's fair. Yeah, I'm probably going a little bit crazy there. It's 10 minutes left and we're trying to hold on to the game. Do you know what, Holofab? That's exactly the kind of thinking I need from you, because I just can't be trusted sometimes. I just go a bit too crazy. But we're just how lucky we can see now before those changes can even happen. Abasco's on a mad one. I don't know what he's doing. But okay. Come on then. Let's just see it out. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I don't like this. This is not the time to be just casually playing out of our own area. I'm very scared about this. That's a poor ball. 10 man and the Volante attacking is 2 attacking. That's fair. Zhao's claimed it. Come on then. I mean, this is the problem with taking the first video off, is that long ball now. We've got absolutely no ball. Evan Nielsen's in. He's in the bar! Oh my god. Okay, we are living dangerously. I've bottled it again. We're going defensive. After this highlight, we're sticking on the time waster. Assuming it's not too late. I fear it could be too late. No. It's a good plot. Okay. Time waste. All of the time. I'm going to play for set pieces. We're going to... No, I don't want to pump it that long. Beep, 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 the bus is coming. Yeah, I mean, the shape's already pretty deep. Obviously, we've got the runner there and Kamara. That might change in a minute. We're not going to look to counter. We're still going to counter press. We're not going to distribute quickly. Yeah, that's... No, we probably don't even want to do that. We want to... Is it a risk to play short? Yeah, I think it is. We'll leave that. That's fine. And then Kamara can just be that. Come on then. Let's see this through. Let's see this through. Okay, I am nervous. I am officially nervous now. What I did for the last 5 minutes in no highlights, that was okay. Okay. What? Okay. This one makes more sense. But what is it with goalkeepers coming forward in these matches today? Way too early in the season for this. That was scary. Okay. I actually thought tomorrow was going to be something. Come on. Yes, Zhao. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. I was hoping that might have been the last highlight, but yeah, squeaky one time, Oliver, you're telling me. It's a good job I'm stood up, let's say that. Come on then. Kamara doing a huge shift. Let's get it away. Win the flick on. It's not really Parrot's game. Oh god, no! Oh, what a save, Zhao. What a save. Absolutely crucial. The keeper's up again. That's got to be it. Game's over, ref. Game's over. Yes, come on.
I can't spike!
Unbelievable result. Definitely didn't deserve it. But, what can I say? We've hung on. Keeper deserves a beer, absolutely. I mean, João Gonçalves has been unbelievable for a season and a half now. That was an incredible win. Let's take a look at my man Zhao. Or let's get through the news first. Yeah, Silva. No, it's not great. It's 4 weeks. It's not ideal. Agra's banned for a match. That's fine. We've won 11 straight. Oh my god. What is happening? I mean, probably need to look at changing the tactics for next season. This is getting ridiculous now. Abascal's rejected Nacional, that surprises me. We're probably not going to go and sign a replacement for a 4-week injury. Yeah, João Gonçalves. This man is unbelievable. I mean, this is worse than last season somehow. He was unbelievable. Brizzle Kicks, thank you very much for the follow. Really appreciate it. If you're happy to jump into chat, then feel free to let us know if you're playing Football Manager. If you are, what save you've got on the go. We'd love to hear about it. Yeah, Holofab. Yeah, it is a great pizza chart. The saves is going to be low because he's not an overly busy goalkeeper. That's fine. But I mean, 95th percentile for goals conceded, 85th for clean sheets. I think last season that was 99th and 90th. Like, just unbelievable. And if someone could have been bothered to change his distribution instructions earlier in the season, his passes completed will probably be better as well. So, I'll take the hit on that one. That's definitely my fault. Right. So, when's the next game? 2 weeks. What time are we on? Let's see if Malhero goes. I'm going to keep accepting offers for Atapo. He's interested in joining them. He rejected the last offers. Oh, now come on. Come on then, Holofab. What do you reckon? I don't know that I'm in the brain space to deal with a bid like this. No, not like this. Yeah, tell me about it. Oh, he's not interested. Holofab, he's not interested. He does not want to go to Leicester. And I'm not gonna... Yeah, I'm not gonna try and force him. Yeah, okay. A bit of a relief. My hero's gone. He is gone. The faceless wonder. We're going to miss him. I mean, 61 grand a week. The value shot straight up. He's a full Portuguese international. Oh, Pedro, we hardly knew thee. Unbelievable player. No, exactly. There's no need for a face now. So, this looks better all of a sudden, doesn't it? So let's put some money into wages. Something like that. Yeah, I probably don't want to be selling clauses. Oh, Christ, especially not at those prices. Okay, so. No, I'm not going through the squad planner, I can't bother. So the money's in. I don't think the situation has really changed. If we can get Brian and Badamosi in, that's a decent January. Then a bit of money sat to one side. If a really good player comes to us, if they're presented to us, maybe we'll take a look at it, but it's not something we desperately need to do now. And yet here I am browsing through players. This is, I mean, I am the very definition of do as I say and not as I do. Because I say one thing and I just do completely the opposite. Jovan Cabral. Oh, hello. Is this for the first team? Not a lot of minutes. Oh, he's underperforming his XG. No, thank you. What else have we got here? Any bargains kicking around? Walker Haraldson. Nothing crying out. I mean, we could look at picking up one of these goalkeepers on a free, but it's probably not worth our time. I mean, Vallejo would be some pick-up, wouldn't he? I don't think. Well, I mean, we definitely can't afford the wages. Nicola Moro is a name I recognise. I signed him. Oh, blimey! When did I sign him? FM 21 in the beta. Signed him for Watford, I think, when I got promoted from the Championship. Probably not a great endorsement of what we're trying to do here. I recognise Benkovic. Oh yeah, yeah. Ex-Leicester. Yeah. Did he never play for Leicester? Why do I remember him as a Leicester player if he never played a game for Leicester? Crazy. So not playing at Udinese. Looks pretty good. The wages are high. Yeah, I think we'll leave that. Anyway, there's no good me just standing here not progressing the game. That's not going to do us any good, is it? Well, don't tell me about Miles Leaburn. I don't want to hear about Miles Leaburn. Get out of it. Absolutely unbelievable. You had your chance, Sunshine. And you missed it. Boavista raking transfer income. Love that. Oh, I saw Paul Ocon. He was great for me in my last save. Yeah, Ocon's name's come up a little bit. We're gonna bring Brian in. I'm not a huge one for nicknaming players, but he might just be getting nicknamed Brian. Where was he? Paul Ocon. There we go. I mean, the thing is, Holofab, of all the positions, defensive midfielder is probably one that we don't really need. Limited minutes, obviously, but he is at Benfica. Presumably he's played a bit more for the B team. Oh no, that is for the B team, so not a huge amount of games in the B team even. So it'd be a bit of a risk for him to take the step up, I think. Not overly impressive. But Paulo Bernardo is always an intriguing player. Problem is, he doesn't really suit any role for what I'm trying to do at the minute. He would probably come in and sit as a defensive midfielder for us as that deep line playmaker, but it's not really what he's best at. Yeah, exactly, not playing as well. So, Brian's in. Are we going to do it? Are we just going to call him Brian? Let's just call him Brian. Set nickname. Brian. Maybe I was lucky with Lockhart. Maybe. I mean, there's no doubt he's obviously a talented young player. We are only halfway through season 1, so that breakout hasn't come for him yet. Badamosi's in. This is the one I'm excited about. If he flops, I'm going to be really disappointed. Three-star player, apparently. So we'll go complete forward, and then what's he good at? Strong. Work on his touch, maybe. We could just work on his finishing. Let's do. You know what? Let's work on attacking movement because that's always handy, isn't it? So we'll send him on a language course. We'll get him introduced. Register him in the squad, and Brian. Squad numbers. Injury prone, doesn't like big matches. Yeah, I didn't pay attention to that either, Holofab. Don't you worry about it, son. So Badamosi can have 32. Brian is gonna have 24. Yeah, I didn't notice those things either, Holofab. My hope is that we just get lucky with the injuries. My other hope is that at the minute we're not playing in a massive amount of big matches. So yeah, I'm sure it'll be alright. But yeah, it's... And also they're not the worst they could be. It's not Dread's big matches, and it's not... I don't know what the label is for being more injury prone than fairly susceptible, but they're only orange, they're not red, so they're not catastrophic. But Badamosi's in, Rosinho's out, which means that Andre Gomez might get a bit more game time when he's back in training, or when he's back to fitness, should I say. Yona played fairly well in a deeper role in a match last stream, so that's something we could explore as well. There are options there. Tavares will be out. I mean, Herbert at this point might as well go to the B team. He's never going to play. We've got a lot of dead wood in that front line still. Mabassa's been poor. Melrose been awful. In fact, I wonder if we can get a loan move for Melrose. And just see if he can go somewhere and score some goals. I'll pay half his wages. But if we can just get a couple of goals into him, that'd be a start. So Brian, he's definitely not an attacking threat, is he? Let's be fair. So Brian probably comes in as an option at centre back, which is fine. If Atapo leaves, we're possibly at risk of not really having the ability at right back, but we'll deal with that as and when. If Brian's got to play at right back as an inverted fullback, we'll just flip the tactic. Okay, so we've sold Rosinho for 300k, and Guimaraes gets 60% of that. Good job we weren't. So good job we weren't selling him to make some money, wasn't it? Yeah, not good. Not a good deal, that one. Luckily, I didn't make that deal. I didn't put that clause in, so I can feel pretty guilt-free about that. But, Jesus Christ. How do you agree to give away more than half of the next transfer fee? Oh, that's just crazy to me. Too close. I mean, I can't really see if he's developing well anymore, so I don't know why I'm just flicking in. Maybe we'll do a check on the youth players at the end of the season. I seem to remember that this year's youth intake isn't anything to be excited about. But there were a couple of talented players in last year's that we'll keep an eye on. One's already made a first team debut. See, I've got distracted again. We're going back in. Manuel Rodriguez, he's already made a first team debut. Looking pretty good. Plenty of potential. Duco's high potential. Paulinho Jr. will probably be the next one to make a debut, but definitely not ready yet. Right. Another offer for Tavares. Sure. Oh boy. Now, flu and viruses, I've always sent the player home. But then I'm sure I remember seeing somewhere that that doesn't stop it spreading. And that apparently it's better to treat them with the doctor. So I'm going to gamble in a save where I've got a small squad and we're selling players left, right, centre. Holofab uses the doctor. That's good enough for me. That Saurus Warrior, it doesn't. Mechanic's been broken since like 2014. Ah, that's fair enough. That's handy to know. Thanks for dropping in. That's Saurus Warrior. Thanks for letting me know. That's really helpful. I don't really pay attention to sort of how well mechanics work. I just kind of, I don't know, go off vibes, I guess. But yeah, thanks for dropping in. If you're playing a save at the minute, feel free to let us know about it. We'd love to know who you're managing. Melro can go to Andorra over in Spain. I think I prefer him to stay in Portugal. So let's accept that one, reject that one. And hopefully he can go off and score some goals. That would be good. Okay, I mean, we've got offers coming out of our ears for Tavares now. I don't really know what anyone's seeing in him, but I'm not going to complain. You are a joke, Agra. There we go, at least he understood this time. Aberdeen, only sign players over the age of 24. Stops me hoarding youth. Now that is interesting. I like that a lot. Yeah, I'm the same. I try not to hoard too many Wonder Kids in every save, but it's just too tempting, isn't it? So, yeah, putting a restriction on it to wait until players are 24, I think is really interesting. How many years in are you, Saurus Warrior? Is it still early in the save, or have you been playing this one for a while? Holifab will be right back, no problem at all. My hope is that when we do finally get a new Football Manager game, that we won't have to rely on mechanics like this to keep people training at a high level. And hopefully it might just happen naturally anyway. Right, last one. So 2031, spent the first 5 seasons at Spurs though. Regens are starting to get to 24ish now, so the save's picking up. Oh, that's interesting. So, did you leave Spurs, Saurus Warrior, because of the challenge? Because you wanted to go and take over at Aberdeen, or do I dare ask, were you sacked? What was the deal there? Did you leave through choice? Lorenzo's been linked with Leicester again. We're not going to entertain that unless he suddenly tells us that he's interested. So hopefully he won't do that and he wants to stay. Last season it was West Ham that wanted him in January. This season it's Leicester. just trying to be Fergie, aren't I? I mean, I can only respect that. Oh, are you having a laugh? I can only respect that. As a big Man United fan, I definitely think everybody should be trying to be Fergie. Best manager of all time for me, but you know, everyone's entitled to their opinion, aren't they? But yeah, I mean, sounds like a really cool save. I don't think I've got into the 2030s since maybe FM11. As time goes on, I just play the game slower and slower. And obviously at the minute with trying to make Fergie's cool and whatnot, but he's no Christian Gross. Yeah, Musterman, your knowledge of, dare I say, niche managers, I'm probably outing myself there a little bit. But you definitely have a knowledge of some more interesting figures. But Fergie's the one. Fergie's definitely the one. Former Spurs manager. How long ago was that? Failed horrendously. Fair enough. In my head, that's like... Okay, I was going to say like the Christian Ziege era, but I don't know whether they actually line up or not. That's not as good an offer as we've got. So we'll request a summary of that. Oh, Musterman, your timing's perfect. Look what you've done. Look what you've done. Fazio's off to the physio. Well, January seems to be petering out a little bit. Not a lot going on now. So Tavares is on the way out. Abdominal strain. I guess he's sick to the stomach of being underutilised. This man is 37 years old. He's started 5 games. That's 5 more than I thought he was going to start. Okay, he's actually been... No, he hasn't been that good. Good at tackling. I'll give him that. But no, I don't buy that, Musterman. I'm not buying that he needs more game time. Underutilised is not a phrase that I would use. Okay, so before I send Aspo out, the deal is decent. The deal could become a 1.2 million transfer, all in. Which, considering we signed him on a free and he's never really had a run of games, is pretty decent business. But what does that leave us with for the rest of this season? Left back is pretty well covered. Onyemaechi tends to stay pretty fit. Ndai doesn't play that much, so he can play more minutes. Abascal can play there if needed. On the right, we've got Agra, Diego, and Brian, I suppose. And like I say, that would just take a tactical switch. So, yeah, I think we're happy to see Aspo go. He can go and get some minutes. Hopefully he'll make the move. It is only an optional fee, but hopefully he'll settle in well there. Am I just getting itchy because I've got some money to spend? Leopold Querfeld, that's a name that I recognise. Hello. Okay, so the wages are high. I can afford the wages, assuming I'm allowed to offer him that much. But Bosniak on 11k, that's suddenly quite a jump up to Querfeld, who would probably want over 20k. But he's pretty bloody good. No, I'm only doing this because I've got the money. I don't need another centre back. I would quite like to spend some money though. Martin Sack Mascherano. Am I really going to go for another striker? I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. I mean, yeah, blimey. It's burning a hot. It really is holofab. I'm like a kid in the sweet shop. I just want to go out and spend it now. There will be better value in the summer to go and buy a striker. I am... Okay, well this is good, isn't it? The minor injuries. Okay. And Dye's out. That's fine. I didn't think we were going to get anywhere near the end of January today, and we seem to have gone through it fairly quickly. We need more data, we really do. I need to try and remember now to make a save file at the end of the season before it all flicks over, and then we can refer back. Talented young player. Talented. I don't accept that. Young player. Yes. By Timu Batagal. I mean, to be fair, I probably should have given him a little bit more of a send-off. Also, he's rubbish, so I don't want to. And that's kind of how I feel about that. Are we going to finish January, or are we going to call it? Let's have a look. Why do my fixtures look like this now? What have I done to that? That doesn't look right. I would have driven in myself to the nearest bus stop. That's fair. We've still got 2 more games. Do you know what? I think we're going to call it there, guys. And then we're back tomorrow afternoon. And I think we'll finish off January then. Knowing what I'm like, we're almost certainly going to make some sort of rubbish deadline day deal that we don't need to do. But yeah, for now, we'll flip back over here. So thank you very much to everyone that's been in this evening. It's been lovely to hang out with everyone. We'll head off and do a raid. I think I can just about remember how to do that. So yeah, like I say, thank you very much for being in. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm aiming for about a 1:30 start UK time in the afternoon. But if you don't already follow me on Twitter, I think I've got a command for that as well. I do. If you don't already follow me on Twitter, then feel free to drop me a follow over there, because that's where I tend to put the information. So if there is a bit of an earlier start, or if we need to knock it back a little bit, that'll be the place to find out. But in the meantime, let's go and find someone's raid. So Holofab, thank you very much for being in. DMB, Musterman, That's All Warrior, thank you all very much for being in. It's been lovely chatting with you all this evening. Let's see who's playing FM tonight. That seems to be a better way of doing it than who I follow, because I don't follow that many people, if I'm being honest. Let's go over and give a raid to Michelino. Not someone I've chatted with for a while, actually, but I know did a very good custom database probably a couple of years ago now, with like a Paradise Island kind of vibe. So I think we'll head over there. So like I say, once again, thanks very much everyone for popping in, and we'll go and raid out.